We begin tonight with the sonic boom that shook the ground and frightened residents across the Washington, D.C. area on Sunday. The military scrambled 6 F-16 fighter jets to intercept an unresponsive plane that had entered restricted airspace over the nation's capital. President Biden was not at the White House at the time. The small plane eventually crashed in a rural wooded area in western Virginia. NTSB investigators are on the scene, but they say it could take several days to collect all the evidence. 4 people were killed. CBS News has learned the victims included 49-year-old Adina Azarian, her 2-year-old daughter, their nanny, and the pilot. The U.S. Capitol complex was placed on an elevated alert. CBS's Jeff Pegues will start us off tonight from near the crash site in Greenville, Virginia. Good evening, Jeff.
And Nora, we're getting new information tonight from the FAA. FAA officials tell us that air traffic controllers lost contact with that small plane about 14 minutes into the flight. That flight came to an end here. You see this hilly terrain behind me. You can imagine how treacherous it is for investigators who are out here trying to sift through the wreckage. But getting to the wreckage is a problem all unto itself. The wreckage is about 1.5 miles out, but it takes about 3.5 hours to hike there. From above, a large crater scars the terrain where the Cessna plane crashed. Today, the NTSB was at the scene looking for evidence.
Basically, everything is on the table until we slowly and methodically remove different components and elements that'll be relevant for this safety investigation.
The plane took off in Tennessee yesterday afternoon, flying to Long Island, New York at 34,000 feet, where it made a U-turn. A half hour later, 6 F-16 fighter jets intercepted the plane as it illegally breached Washington's airspace, crashing minutes later.
National Guard fighter on guard. If you hear this transmission, contact us on 121.5.
The pilot did not respond to repeated calls from air traffic controllers and flares from the fighter jets. CBS News has learned that one of the F-16 pilots saw the Cessna pilot slumped over and unresponsive. The sonic boom of the jets breaking the sound barrier startled millions around the Capitol. Robert Sumwald, a former chairman of the NTSB, says the plane's cabin may have lost pressure.
The pilots become hypoxic, meaning, of course, lack of oxygen. They fall asleep, as do the passengers. And then they, because of lack of oxygen, they perish.
John Rumpel, who owned the plane, said that his daughter, Adina Azarian, along with her 2-year-old, her nanny, and the pilot were on the plane. On Facebook, Barbara Rumpel posted a photo and wrote about losing her daughter and granddaughter, saying, quote, "My family is gone." The primary objective now for investigators is trying to figure out why that plane went off course. Of course, in investigations like this, the NTSB relies on black boxes, the voice data recorder. But they're not sure whether this plane had one. It wasn't required to have one. Also, the NTSB says it should have a report later on this month as it tries to figure out what went wrong. Nora.
So many questions. Jeff Pegues, thank you.